have had a really diverse music career, doing stuff in Pennsylvania and then coming out to Los Angeles. Where do you see the future of the music industry going?
Man, it's a big question.
Yeah.
I know for my own perspective, about the time that I was getting involved more heavily in music, then everyone who had been in the music industry was panicking because it was kind of falling apart from what it had been. And it always seemed kind of exciting to me, I guess because I had no stake in it. But, you know, I believe in chaos comes opportunity. Not that it's necessarily a good thing.
That's
but
a very good way to see it.
You know, you got to look at the positive of things. And it's certainly been true, I think, for my generation that, like, you just never know. I mean, you can really think outside the box in terms of how you want to approach things. And I enjoy doing something different rather than trying to be super competitive at a specific thing. So for me, it's been a lovely environment because I can just be like, oh, let's try this. Let's try these instruments together. Let's try this other format of performing, you know. Let's try putting this crazy, you know, looping handpan flute thing on YouTube and see what happens. Like, there's just all sorts of...
Oh yeah, AeB has a YouTube channel too. You should check that out. It's also called AeBness.
Fire and handpans and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, I think that it's reflected in the different formats that people are appreciating music. And I mean, obviously streaming is a huge thing. They're still trying to figure out how this works as an industry and business model, but you've also seen huge growth in the festival market. It's a different way that people tend to take in music. So, you know, being creative about how you think about your performance and your music and really letting it be an experience. That's the direction that my mind goes in, and I think that thinking about how music can be experienced says a lot about the direction of the industry, because people are listening in different ways. They're listening in their car, they're listening when they're on the subway, they're listening, like, you know, in shows, they're listening in video games. Like, that's a humongous part of the music business now that didn't exist a few decades ago. So that, I think, is what I would say about the direction of the industry.
Okay. Do you have any advice for up-and-coming aspiring musicians and or fire hoopers?
Yes, definitely have fun with it. That would be my advice. You know, embrace the chaos, think creatively, think about all the different things you can do. Like for myself as a flute player, that, you know, rather than being like, oh, this instrument doesn't fit in rock and roll, it's like, no, what can I do with it here? Where else can I use this? Like, you know, I had no way of knowing that in the time of me being a working flutist out here, there would be a humongous hip-hop hit, the Future song with flute on it. So now suddenly I'm getting like tons of calls that would have seemed like a joke to me a few years ago. Like, everybody wants flute now. I'm like, cool, okay.
You did that.
So, you know, it's just be creative and think outside the box and think about all the different environments, the experiences you can create for people. You know, music is an experience.
Thank you so much, AeB, for joining us on DHDI Profiles. You can read her blog at aebness.com, and you can see her doing fun fire things on her YouTube channel, AeBness. And I'm Lauren Gaw, and AeB is going to play us out of here.